Equipment exempt. So if they are exempt, we do like any other business equipment in town.
Alright, we'll call the meeting to order.
What was that? They have to file on it. They have to file business status for the exemption.
Review.
Yeah, you gotta be a little louder, I think.
The state is supposed to reimburse us 50% of what we would have got. Maybe that's the 50% number you're talking about.
So,
yeah.
what is your responsibility developing that?
Alright, we'll, review and approve. October 26th.
You're halfway between the money and the
20 minutes.
crew. That's some junk mail on my desk.
We'll copy that, Jeff. Yeah, the minutes.
I didn't give you, I'm so sorry. That's right on my desk.
While we wait for her, we'll review and approve November 3rd. Alright. Second, all in favor? Review and approve November 3rd, 2021. You take a look at this.
I haven't seen it, I've never done it all day.
Oh. Okay.
I took a shot.
Oh, yeah, check it in and says lessons.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah, I guess Ben's not coming.
Ben's not coming? Okay. Yeah. Did you text her or? No? Oh, that's good. Making sure.
No, we door. Toward her anyway.
Can you print out a summary of how the active kids program is doing, cost or expense?
Oh, yeah.
Is that something you can do?
After you guys sign this, I'll get you an update form tomorrow, because she'll process everything and it will.
We gotta talk to Maurice Thursday, you know,
I saw that, yeah.
There's a couple things here that I'm up to, but I don't know what shopping center they come up, because they should have done it down there.
Mm-hmm. Looks like there's a bunch of junk on it.
Well, yeah, more than what it should be.
Yeah.
I think that new person's coming shortly.
What's that?
Maurice, the team up.
Oh, really? Okay. Is he gonna be taking Maurice's place?
I guess so.
Okay.
It's the same guy that took his place when he was out sick last time. what this, bill is from Greenwood?
I don't know.
I have no idea. It's fire department.
Yeah, it was overdue, but it doesn't say what it goes.
No.
Maybe on the original bill, it said.
Yeah.
That's what was overdue, so.
Is that something, you get Debbie check that out?
Yeah.
Somebody's calling, they want you to work for somebody.
All right, next thing was Ben Thompson, but he isn't here, so got him off. New business. Second special town meeting date. Looks like,
That's October,
that's
sorry.
October.
Here, let's take a look at this one.
Let's see.
So, here's your workshop. If we put it in here, publish it here, there's your 7 days.
18.
So, meeting, workshop meeting, we would call if you wanna do it on a Tuesday workshop, or if you wanna have it on an off meeting day.
Because, you know, I figure we'd have it same night as the workshop and
Yeah, I don't see it wrong.
on the 24th.
Have you got the right verbiage now?
I think we're gonna learn that tonight, so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can help with that. I think Mr. Strock has the language. My understanding is he can get that to you.
Yep.
And we can help coordinate, but
Okay,
he has it, and we can just make sure that you get what you need,
okay, good.
if that's helpful.
So we'll plan on the 24th.
24th?
Yeah. The 16th is right down.
Couple days before Thanksgiving, but that shouldn't matter, should it? Is anybody traveling or anything?
Yeah,
And,
Think so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Workshop.
Yeah,
Okay.
Old business, gate repair. You wanna go about that? What do you wanna do about that? You wanna get it out and see,
It would be nice to get it done,
yeah,
but,
check with Brian again, or?
let's see if we can do that first.
Okay,
I haven't had a chance to see him. I was gonna go see him the other day, and I found out he won't tire.
If he can't do it, do you want me to call around and get some quotes on it, or just wait?
yeah, let's wait until maybe we'll give him till next regular meeting to give us an answer.
I haven't seen I checked the pylons and stuff out there almost every time I come, or if I'm coming by. I haven't seen no movement on them or nothing. So I think that's helped as much as anything, but who knows?
Right, yeah.
You know, what we found was some marijuana on the back playground out here. So it looks like some people have been parking at night out here and, throwing their stuff out, so what we're thinking is if we had a solid gate that would stop them from driving around out back. And I caught a guy one night out here in the dark. I happened to be coming by and I just checked and I pulled in, and the guy sat right out in the car. The minute I turned around, he started up left, so.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. That and, which is, we're going to something else too.
So is that something you wanna get done before the end of the year? I'm just trying to think what I'm need to ask Brian. Do you want it done before the end of the year?
Well, you gotta get it done before the ground freezes. Cause you gotta dig a hole with pour concrete around and stuff.
So if you can't do it before the end of the year,
you're probably gonna be awful busy getting ready for the winter time.
do you wanna wait till the spring, or do you want me to make phone calls?
Well, let's see what Brian says first, if he can work it into his schedule.
I'd say if you can't do it,
Yeah.
make phone calls, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you wanna do it for the ground freezes, and we get right on it. Wentworth Road trees. Danielle contacted MMA Legal, if they have some trees that are leaning towards person's house that are close to the road, and they have told us that we are not liable for those trees, only if they're leaning towards the road. Good. Yeah. So, the person has to be responsible to take them down themselves. Right?
What they said.
Okay. So I'm sure you. Salvation Army indoor donation boxes, I'll be back Friday, which is good. Outdoor security cameras, that goes along with the gate. They're gonna be stopping by this week to take a look at that.
Yep,
See
you
what-
just wanna look at it again, I guess.
And you also gotta ask them about the microphones in the gym.
Yep,
You know,
those videos are pretty worthless because it's such an echo, you can't hear. If two people are talking, forget it.
Yeah.
And with Debbie opening that special town meeting, the echo is horrible, so it's just, yeah.
To me, it sounded muffled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look into that too, see if there's any better microphones that we get for them.
If we just gonna get prices and
Right.
stuff, look at, then we'll see what there is available for money and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll say just need a microphone, I don't know, I mean, we'll see what they say, I don't know.
Like an external mic. Scholarship application, take a look at that, right?
Yeah, we're a little behind.
Uh,
You know, we gotta advertise that in the shopper's guide. I think if, you know, we give them the month of November.
Usually they fill them out when they come home for Thanksgiving, you know, but,
Yeah, but we haven't even advertised it yet, right?
yep,
So we need to
No, we can.
advertise it in the shopper's guide.
Yeah.
next week,
they have to be in by December 2nd.
yep, they get a full month.
I said, we've got a couple on my desk over there now, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Put that shopper guide. Recap the special town meeting. Well, I think it went fairly well.
Is Jason making any plans, or where is that left now?
I talked to him tonight, and he didn't say that he had gone ahead and hired them yet. But he does have, he did get 4 other, he said he got 5 in all estimates to get it done.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty good, I mean.
Yeah, I do too.
We don't want to put it up to bid or anything like that, I think the estimates are great, and that was the lowest one, so.
That's right. But I think we ought to have those, or a copy of those in our hands too, so.
He's gonna email them to Danielle and
Yep.
print them off, and, yeah, you're right.
Do you not know who's coming? I'm not sure if it's Ben or somebody else, so I usually find out the day before.
Okay. All right, Joe, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm still, I still have a problem with my wife being upset over us having been burgled. The burglars were there twice, and we scared them off twice more.
Really?
Yes.
Wow,
So that's a total of 4 times.
really?
Have a honey pot over there.
What?
You must have a honey pot over there.
They think I do. They think I do.
Oh, my God.
And I just, I don't know, I wondered, how do we know what's going on in town with police activity? I don't know how to find that out.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's not the sort of thing you want to put on the front of the town's webpage.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, get hit with it.
Yeah, we look like the crime capital of Maine, you know, because we've been the only people with that sort of thing there.
Yeah.
But, I guess I'd like to know more about what's going on with police activity in town.
That shouldn't be hard to do, because when we did the Sand Pond Committee, he come here that night, and he had a logbook of every stop he'd made in Baldwin for the last, I think it was 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, and he considered us a fairly safe place as compared to Raymond, Casco, North Wyndham and stuff.
It's getting worse.
You know, the amount of calls that he had and what the calls was. So they got a record of that, Joe.
So we're dealing with state police.
Oh, just, I don't know about state police.
I mean, apparently it got kicked up because what's going on is that serious
Yep.
in Bolton.
Yeah.
Maybe get in touch with the state police and see,
And when do you want me to request?
what kind of coverage we're gonna have.
Activity report?
Yeah, activity report.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to know if we have a problem or I have a problem.
You're the only one getting
Yeah,
back.
you know, I mean, that would cast a little different light on things, you know.
Wow, I mean, you're the only person I've heard of that's had the problem for, you know, Bernadette and,
Oh, no.
no?
Julie Warren's building a new house just up the street from me.
Yeah.
They come in and stole half a lift of plywood, and nobody knows when they do that.
I noticed the building projects that have a chain across the driveway.
Down the street,
Yeah, and you never used to see that.
No?
When I come by this morning, he was out there with a come along it together and stuff, getting ready to, you know, pull his links apart again. Yeah, so there's more stuff going on than what we think there is.
Well, they haven't been building there for a couple of weeks, and I just saw the other day windows, and they were probably waiting for a window order, and they couldn't do anymore. And you can't do siding on the outside without the windows in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I've known a couple of other buildings have been held up like that, or they couldn't get a truss delivery for the roof or
Yeah.
something, so it just sits there for 2 or 3 weeks with nothing.
Yeah, yeah. But, well, we started locking our doors more. Yeah.
We lock our doors now.
Yeah, it's too bad, it's sad, we never used to have to.
And your sensor lights.
Yeah.
If they come, the camera will get a nice, color picture.
Yeah. And no cameras, and, I mean, you know, and it's not the Baldwin, you know, of 20 years ago.
Right. And that's probably,
Coming closer to us all the time.
well, probably the word's getting out there too, that we're probably an easy target because we don't have police protection and Joe Pierce has got a lot of stuff here.
I used to have.
It used to have, yeah. We stole it all, jeez. Yeah. Investing in a big dog. Bob, you got anything?
Yeah, I just let you know how it went with the budget committee. We had, Wentworth's weren't here, but, the rest of us, we went through the, how to read an auditor's report, short tutorial on how to build a budget based on the processes that the town has used in the past. We talked a little bit about, fund balances and why they're important. So tomorrow night, we're gonna talk about fund balance again, what we think the current status is, how you adjust a fund balance, either up or down, if it needs to be. We'll talk a little bit about a capital investment plan, what it does, how it would work into a budget. Along that line, I think it was Mr. Pat Libby out here. When did they? Brent? Pat.
Yep.
That's probably a $400,000 deal.
I talked to her just a little bit, but I don't know how much support those type of things get, but that's one thing that you would want to put into a capital investment plan, is paving a road. Long, short term, I don't know. Then there's the fire department. Now, we're not gonna get a report from this fire department study until town meeting.
I don't know just how long it's gonna take them to get it done.
I guess,
I'll hopefully get one before that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's gonna start right off with it, cause it was kinda locked into that price, that's why we wanted to get it okayed. And that's what they quoted him that price, and it was good until the end of October. So hopefully he can get started on it and get it done. I think he told me that it took about a month, a little over a month to do.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah, so we should be able to get something by the first of the year anyway.
well, I don't know, something like that, I think is a long-term planning issue.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure you'll be able to budget for it in this coming cycle, but
No
there'll
way.
be something in there that, if you want to, you'll be able to do it. Town vehicles, town equipment. When we looked at last year's purchase of the new truck, or lease of the new truck, there's a 5-year payment on that. You don't know what's gonna happen after that. You're gonna buy it, you're gonna start on a lease. Yeah. Those are the type of things that you should, at least plan for.
If this were, you know, a lot of trucking companies, a lot of your trucks are going by here all the time, that they're on 5-year leases. So what they do, in most trucks, you know, they'll run 100,000 miles a year, so they'll have 500,000, 500,000 of them. At about 700,000, that's when transmissions start going, that's when rear ends start going, that's when you need old, so that's why they turn them over. So you get away from all that. They'll buy, if they're gonna go to 7 years, they'll buy extended warranties and cross their fingers and go that way, but it's a common thing.
So what's the town gonna do? So what's the town gonna do?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
With a lot of these new trucks now, with all the electronic gear on them and stuff now, and working in salt and road salt and then brine and everything else, it might behoove you every 5 years to turn them over. But we gotta look at it first and see.
So should we plan both ways, whether we either gonna buy it or?
We'll give you the ability to, weigh it either way.
Yeah.
Then the issue of, do you plan for, increased assessment of the town? And what I'm getting at is, we know that there's solar farms that are coming on, there's some housing developments that are coming on. And, it will inevitably result in an increased assessed value of the town. But if you don't do anything other than, just continue to do your straight budgets, it won't result in an increase in your budget. You have to budget in those things. And so if you think that a solar farm would make some money, additional money available for the town to do, buy vehicles or whatever, you have to plan at the town meeting to put a wedge in there. Because otherwise, when you go to do your, commitments, it just averages out and it might just drive down the mill rate a little bit. Instead of increasing your budget and the ability to buy things for, people or pave roads, whatever it is you wanna do. So it's something to think about, and we will probably give you some kind of recommendation or a tool that will allow you to fiddle with that when it comes time to build your budget.
Well, I think that's a good idea, and
But you need some forethought. I mean, if you think that somebody's solar farm this year is gonna produce $50,000 worth of revenue, then you need to put in your budget for approval, $50,000 to be put into the capital investment program somewhere for a certain purpose, or we've identified it to pave roads or something, but if you don't put it there, you're not gonna get it.
well, the one thing we've done, the River Road account, you know, we put $5,000 a year in the River Road account.
It's just a spit bucket, yeah.
Exactly. We should probably be putting $20,000 in it. But to keep the mill rate somewhere near down, but it makes me laugh just a little, Mike, when I see, I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but do they understand the ramifications? They're bitching about taxes now. You know, what are they gonna do when you drop 400,000 on them?
Well, yeah, it's,
I mean, you won't drop, I mean, you won't do that all over 1 year, unless you do the whole project all at once, and if you do that, you're gonna be bonded or something.
well, I'm just saying it's something that you need to think about, and, because if you start generating these revenues and you don't do anything about it, to plan to use it for a specific purpose, then it will drive the mill rate down, and then when you try to go capture it, you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle.
You're right.
I mean, I would rather see my mill rate go down and my tax bill go down, but, you know, planning a budget is planning a budget.
Yeah. The other thing is, right now, we don't know what the state's gonna do with school subsidies and all that stuff. We already know what they've done with the LRAP stuff. You know, 2 years ago, we got 47,000, then we got 40, I think it was 43,000 last year, or almost 44,000. This year, only get 41. So there's a trend where it's going down and we're getting less, and the costs are still going up.
And why did it go down?
Because that's all they're gonna pay you.
But is there, you know, so much per mile, or is it, they just don't have the money, or?
Well, at first, they told us they was gonna cut us by 8%, right across the board, cut everybody.
That was before COVID.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was. Now they cut us, like I say, almost 4,000 stuff, so.
Well, we'll bill it in, you can just punch in whatever number you want, no, spit out your budget, but the, it's really not a big driver, you know, $3,000 or $4,000 a year.
No, it's not. But 4,000 here, 7,000 for a fire department, 400 for a road, $1.6 million for 2 new fire stations. That's a driver.
Yeah. And here's the other one. When I look at the, undesignated fund balance situation, it looks to me like we're in extremis. It looks like if I just go into the last auditor's report, that we're down to about 14% of the current fund balance is 14% of the annual budget for what we spend for the town. And it's supposed to be up around 27, I think is what the policy says. So, the problem I have is I don't know what a risk that is, but the reason you keep it higher is so that as you go through the year, you don't run out of money.
Exactly.
So, that's the other thing is if you want to correct the undesignated fund put 20 or 50,000 or whatever dollars into, correcting the undesignated fund balance. So, those things are all things we need to think about when you get ready to build a budget. And we'll build a tool in there that says you can just plug a number into those little widget spaces and see what happens.
Then what's the mill rate against the value?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the mill rate is. Those are some of the things, so I think that's pretty much what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. We haven't really gotten into actually putting numbers in a spreadsheet or anything, but we will soon. And, you know, I talked to the folks about, we don't really wanna take a knife to the budget. Because I don't know that there is a correct number. But we will look at various things and see what the impact has.
And work them numbers and see, you know, if you're gonna spend, say, 400,000 here, this is what it's gonna do to the mill rate, this is what it's gonna do to your taxes.
Yeah.
You know? And then, I gotta be honest with you, I mean, I've heard some screaming of taxes, but it ain't so bad as I thought it would be, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I checked with Debbie, we're getting a lot of taxes in, because taxes are due now anyways. As a matter of fact, they're a little bit overdue. The tax money's rolling in good right now. That kind of surprised me a little bit too. That's another thing we gotta think about, is I think last year in the book, it was $240,000, if I remember right, is what unpaid taxes we was carrying. Then after, I think it was April or whatever it was, it dropped down to 180,000. So the big bottom line is we carry about $180,000 of unpaid taxes that we're chasing after all the time. What's it gonna be this year? No, that's another one that, but I'm just dropping that in your lap just for something to think about.
Well, we talked about that a little bit the other night, and what the profile is of the receipts. And the only way I can get a handle on it is I went into some of the past town reports, and it shows you, Debbie reports, as of the end of the year, how much of the previous year's taxes she's received, or how much of that year's taxes received. And you can see that it looked like by the end of the year, she usually had about 80% of the taxes. From there on, it was picking up, and then she was getting some from the previous year. So it's there's not a whole lot of visibility into that, though. But, you know,
I think it's something we gotta be thinking about.
Yeah.
You know, just.
How are the general assistance going? High?
But naturally, we're down low a little, Mike. Tonight, there was one bill in there for $650 when we paid rent to somebody.
Yeah.
There's a couple grocery bills in there this week for $175 for one of them. But the last 4 months, we've had zero. And I think we appropriated, I think it was $18,000 last year, you know, at town meeting. So I can't tell you exactly how much is in there right now, but I know we're in pretty good shape in general assistance.
I think, Dan, he'll give me a report. It doesn't look too bad.
No, it's not.
But you know.
Where we get hit is like cold weather, and with oil and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, $300 here, $300 there, that adds up pretty quick.
That's the way it usually goes, but it wasn't a lot of people without jobs that I think would drive it, and I didn't see that. I didn't see the trend that would indicate that.
But it's something I think we just have to back of our mind, though.
Yeah. All right, well, that's about it.
Now, I talked to Debbie, and the auditors are gonna be here, I think, the first week of December. So they'll be doing some figures and stuff like that, and they'll be able to pare that down to you, and they'll probably be able to give you an undesignated fund balance then. If we bring them in now, Bob, chances are it's gonna cost us $1,500.
Well, you won't know until the end of the year anyway. That's what the audit report is as of the end of the year.
Exactly.
So if you
that's
get
why
a number very close thereafter, you'll know where you stand. it's like, this is what we think we need to get us through to the next billing cycle.
Yeah.
But on the metrics, unless I'm completely way off base, that we're down low, very low.
I hope that shows some good and it shows some bad. I mean, it shows that we should have some more in there, but it also shows that we're not taxing so much, that we're putting money in the undesignated fund balance, and then that taxes are going to undesignated fund balance. I've heard that. You know, why do we have so much money in undesignated, why don't we zero that out? We don't want to zero it out, because if we needed something like that, the money's available.
Well, people don't understand the process, I think, and that's.
Exactly.
They're worried about the undesignated fund balance that we had 5 years ago. And if you're telling them it's down, that's new news to them. You're still thinking it's $3 million.
They should have been jumping all over that then, because they were so overtaxed, because all the money was going to undesignated fund balance. Now, I've heard 2 or 3 ways how that's happened and stuff, and that's before my time, but we used to have a lot of excise tax in this town, and we don't have so much, we had heavy hit trucks, and a lot of that undesignated fund balance was coming through excise tax. We don't have that now. You know, that's something that's gone by the wayside. And I don't look for another trucking company to move into town.
Well, I think you'll get some relief this year. You budgeted, when you did the tax assessment, you put in $60,000 in overlay.
Yeah.
Now, the overlay you committed at town meeting for, I believe it was, tax abatements. Have you got a lot of abatement requests in?
Yeah, I thought we was going to some more tonight.
Yeah.
I thought Ben was going to be in for that tonight.
He has a whole stack, I mean, some people are waiting, so.
I don't think there's a lot left out there, but I mean, I talked to him up here, 2 Fridays ago, and he had a stack, or maybe this thick.
So I've done a little study on the taxes, and if you look at the difference between people's taxes this year versus last year, there's some interesting stuff on it. I mean, people's land value dropped. Just about everybody's land value dropped. I mean, mine went down by $13,000.
Real estate went up.
13. Real estate, or not real estate, the house.
Yeah.
The house part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The land part all went down. The land's almost all standardized for 2-acre lots, about 33,000. You know, a house lot with improvements is about 33,000. Whereas last year mine was 48. You know, it's maybe, but if you look at the houses, there's a lot of them on it. But then if you look at the very end of the thing, that's what I was talking about earlier, the overall change in, I think, the value of the town was something like, I remember off the top of my head, like $20 million increase.
26.
26, all right. But how much more taxes are you gonna get?
Well, that's.
Only about 2%. Okay? So it's not like the people are getting like tremendously overtaxed.
I want you to stand in front of the people.
There are a lot of people whose tax.
Is this on camera right now?
There are a lot of people whose bills went down. There's a lot of people whose overall value went down, and so their tax bills went down. But there's a lot of people who went up too. There was a seesaw, no problem.
Yeah.
So.
Did you give him the state valuation against what Ben's valuation was?
No, that's not.
I don't think so. What report was that in?
I don't think it was in the report. They sent us a paper, remember? And you filed it from one year into the next?
That's the state valuation.
What's that?
That's state valuation.
State valuation.
Municipal valuation return?
Yeah. Never even higher than what Ben is.
Why don't Ben produce that?
Ben produced his own, but then we got this thing from the state saying it was more than, what we had figured.
You know, I'm not familiar with that report, but, anyway.
Do you mean to say that we just got reevaluated and we're already not at 100% valuation?
I didn't say that.
I put that wrong, Glenn, I'm sorry.
Well, how many years ago?
But, yeah, how much did we pay? I just.
I don't know how they figure this,
Yeah.
you know, but when I looked at that, there's a difference between the two, you know, so.
That's not good.
No,
I think the way it might impact is on school tax, right?
Yes, but then it would also impact you on,
Your share of school tax.
when we have to reevaluate another time. That's what I was getting at.
yeah. Well, let's hope that ain't for at least another 10 years,
Yeah,
at least.
but, yeah, we don't know how long this boom is gonna last.
No. So we don't know.
Well, you know, housing, I mean, you ask Wes how many building permits he's giving out, people building spec houses in Baldwin, which is just unbelievable to me.
What have you got right now, 12 or 14 houses?
14.
Yeah.
14 for this year.
We haven't done 14 houses a year, and
I've been in this position 6
Usually
years,
it's eight,
and all the other years,
between
it's 8 or
8 and
9
12.
each year.
I was gonna say it's sometime in the late 90s,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Let's see what happens after this election.
What's that?
We'll see if that changes after the election.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot going to it right now. I mean, with all the weather that they've had down south this one day, a lot of our building materials and stuff are headed south now and stuff, so. Like Wes says, they're waiting on trusses, they're waiting on windows, they're waiting on siding and stuff. It's hard to get that stuff right now. So that's gonna affect some of our building, all our permits and stuff out there.
Yeah.
I can't even get my impact driver to screw it down to
I think this is good though, what you're doing. I think, you know, I understand some of it I still don't understand, but the average taxpayer does not understand it. You know, all they look at is their tax bill, that's it. I remember when we was doing the revaluation, when they sent the letters out, putting the values on the houses, I figured we was gonna get all kinds of hammered, you know, people called. I don't think we got 3 calls, but when they got that tax bill, that was a different story. You got a few calls then, you heard a little bit of grumbling and stuff, so. But why that tax bill is where it's at, I mean, the school district is, you know, is driving that, house values are driving that. Like you say, the land values dropped a little, right, so they're not so much of a driver, but people have got to understand that.
It's hard to sometimes to understand it, because I think people think, you know, if there are tax increases, it's a whole pile of money comes to the town, and it should be rich. I was talking to Pat today about her road issue. You know, I understand the emotion of it, but the reality of it is a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, they don't realize how much it costs to do a mile of road now, just to pave. You know, and say nothing about putting the sub-base down. I mean, I was down there, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. I just went across the river road just to try to check it out myself. I don't call it too bad for a dirt road right now. No. I mean, maybe it could be built up just a little bit more, but when Brian's been putting out material and spreading material, he's been spreading, you know, processed material down there and stuff. So he's got some kind of a base to start with already. And you know, I'm not the guy to say, yes, you could pave that down there and have the water run off on it and stuff. I'm not an engineer for that and stuff, so it'd have to be one of the paving guys or something.
It's gotta be built up.
I think you probably should a little, but how much does it need? I mean, if you bring it up, say 3 inches, and you put 3 inches of pavement on, you've just brought it up 6 inches.
Yeah. And you gotta make sure you don't have any springs coming up in the center of the road.
Well, there's a couple places down there. If you take from where the pavement stops and go up to the S corner, you know, where it gets bad, that looks to me like something could be done there, but it isn't gonna be cheap. But then you take the S corner and stuff, and we've already had that engineered out and stuff, that's gonna be expensive. So there's something else for your budget.
What? I'll put a little place where you can put a number in it.
Yeah. Be good to see.
All right, who's that?
Well, thank you, thank you. I just wanna thank you for accommodating the second town meeting. Much appreciated, and I apologize that, things got a little messed up, so thank you for your patience. Just one question, is there any opportunity to expedite the next meeting by a week? To expedite it, to pull it back by a week?
The town meeting?
The next one, yes. So, I think we talked about the 24th, correct?
Right.
Is there any way to pull that back a week or no?
Well, Robert died,
Public ends on 7 days, 18.
look at,
The only reason why I ask is because there's so many applications coming into the DEP right now, they've just extended their review time frame by another 15 days. And just doing the math, it's pushing the potential for this project deeper and deeper into next year.
Okay.
And just trying to salvage as much as we can on schedule.
That's when the shopping guy comes out, in 7 days.
Shopping guide comes out on the 11th?
11, yeah. We have to give them 7 days notice of the meeting.
Yes.
So we mean 19th to 20th.
So it's really okay, so you really can't.
Not that
Oh,
much.
we gotta,
No, I missed the 11th, that's the key.
Yeah,
And then you need to have 7 days on that,
right.
and that misses your window for your Tuesdays, so.
well, I mean, I don't mind if we don't have it on a selectmen, if it'll help them a little money, but that,
I don't
I
know.
don't care either.
No, I don't wanna inconvenience you, I missed the math on the.
it would only gain you about 3 days.
Yeah.
So stay with the 24th.
Stay with whatever, cause that's a normal meeting time for you,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I think, James Sharp should have all the information now that the
He has,
second is.
and we'll follow up with him and make sure that gets over to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I wanna back up on this a little bit. You just have your Wentworth Road trees, with some trees ready to come down, or some falling down, or what?
On the trees,
You have Wentworth
Wentworth
Road trees,
Road.
MMA,
there's a lady that's got a house built beside the road,
yeah?
and there's some trees that are leaning towards her house. She wants us to take them down and pay to take them down.
Is Hal gonna do it, or is she gonna do it?
She's gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
She's liable for it.
Yeah, she's
I
like,
didn't know the situation. I was gonna say that house on 113 going to Baldwin where all the cars were, the guy's named, Corey Burrow, he's a tree climber. He works for a firm that takes down trees, and he goes up and builds them off and stuff, so
Yeah.
we needed a contact, but anyhow, okay. The other thing, microphone system continue. The acoustics in the gym are terrible.
yeah, they are.
I think that rug, acoustical ceiling, tile, you know, the room big enough. I think we ought to have the meetings here.
We can, as long as we don't have too many people.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't had crowds, and, you know,
I think,
David, I think it's up to David, David's the one that does the planning board in the gym,
yeah, he says
so.
they're terrible.
Well, I've been down there all day long today, and I tell you what, it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
You know, and of course they've got the wall up across there and stuff. But it is, and the sound is bouncing off everything
Yeah.
down there.
Well,
If
when
your
I was,
numbers are low for this next special town meeting, maybe you can have it in here.
Yeah.
I don't think we, that last one, I don't think we were able to, obviously we had too many people.
many,
Yeah,
yep.
too many people.
And what, we can have, what, 13 people in this room?
We measured it out at 1.9, everyone was 6 feet measured out, but
Yeah.
I'll have to look, I had it on a sheet.
David's very conscientious.
Yeah, 13 people,
But his
including
some
children.
stuff too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, that, the governor just came out with, you know, that we're going backwards instead of ahead and stuff here, so.
Cumberland County's kind of higher than other counties, and
Mhm. Yeah. That's another thing I wanna bring up too,
Mhm.
is masks will be required in the county, mask required.
Town meeting?
Yeah, the special town meeting,
Oh.
put it in the shopper's guide.
Oh, okay,
The mask will be required.
Yeah,
Something like that.
It's been pretty good today, I've been watching it, now, there was actually one couple come through that wasn't masked.
Mhm.
But, you know, other than that, everybody was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking too, Wes, was maybe they, send the guy coming to look at the cameras, maybe they have something like, a different kind of mic on them with some kind of filter that might be able to control that echo a little bit.
It's all hard walls and hard floor, and here we got carpet, acoustic tiles, that's the difference.
Yeah,
right there.
it is, yeah.
Well, I think the camera's got the mic built right into it there.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So if you capture the sound a little closer to the source, maybe you wouldn't get so much of the echo.
Right, yeah.
yeah, we can do just a voice recording and put it right on the tape, you know, we could do something like that, if you just wouldn't have the visual, and maybe that's not important, maybe it's just for listening.
Yeah.
We could try that.
Try that.
Yeah.
I'm not a sound guy, so I really. I would be. Anything else left?
No, that's it.
Not that, Mike?
Yeah, we got, did you call Central Manpower on the streetlights in now?
I did.
Well, we got another one now. Did you
Okay.
call them on one, or,
Yeah, is that fixed?
what's
Is
that?
it fixed?
No.
Oh.
The one on the end of River Road isn't working. Now they tell me the one, the intersection of Route 5 and 113 isn't working.
Holy God.
And the one down on the River Road, 2 poles down going east, that one isn't working either.
Okay, hold up. So Route 5 to Route 113 is down?
Depot Road?
What's that?
And Depot Road?
Yeah, Depot Road and 113, that one's out. That's an important one, man.
Yeah.
Okay. And River Road what?
River Road and, Pigeon Brook Road, the intersection of River Road and Pigeon Brook, and then 2 down going east from that same, intersection.
2 down going east, what do you mean?
2 poles down going on
Down.
Pigeon Brook Road, heading towards East Baldwin.
2 poles down from this intersection?
Yep,
2 poles down,
it's the next street light that's down there.
cause they ask for intersections and pole numbers and the whole 9 yards, so.
They're gonna need pole numbers?
Depot Road, yeah.
I can take a ride down, but, I mean, will I be able to tell?
What's
I
that?
can take a ride down there tomorrow, but will I be able to tell which one's out? I mean, if it's not dark,
Well, yeah, and there's only one on the end of the River Road.
just one light?
Yeah, just one light, and
Oh,
then if you
okay.
come down 2, headed towards East Baldwin,
Mm-hmm.
then the very next light right there, the pole with the light on it.
Alright, I might have to go get pole numbers, maybe they never called me, so I don't know. Okay.
Maybe, that usually helps to pole number.
Yeah,
Yeah, after intersections, pole
You
numbers
can tell
and.
pole number, which number to go by. 'cause-
And what kind it is, they wanna know what kind of light it is. They have all kinds of pictures, they have like 9 of them, like, choose one, which one is it? No.
I
Just
don't
select
know.
it, pick it.
Just a regular standard light on it, ones they put up there.
and while we're on streetlights, they've emailed us from, LED lights. Can we get some more information on that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
something you guys are interested in?
I think so.
Well, actually, you don't hurt to ask the question.
Right, maybe we
Okay.
can do them a little at a time. I know it's, Gorham's done a bunch of them, Standish has done a bunch of them. So we got 114, and, you know, lot prices down through there now.
Portland did $100,000 a year on streetlights.
Yeah.
But I think the town of Porter over here got theirs done free.
Yeah, that's what Ron was saying.
So I'm wondering if they're looking at small towns, I mean, we got 44 streetlights in town here. So maybe, I'd ask the question, just see how much it is, or what their program is.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
worth a shot anyway.
The furnace, I talked to Matt Sandman out here, he's already serviced his furnace, so we should be all set for
yeah,
one.
he was
Okay.
going to talk to you. They do that in summertime or whatever.
Yeah, he did it in July, he told me, then he's just checked it again here the other day, when you guys had a problem with heat. Yeah, and he went over it again and reset some stuff, so he said we're looking pretty good right now.
Good, yep.
And he back flushed the lines, because last year we had one line plug up and stuff, so he's already back flushed them and make sure they're all three and
Good.
stuff, so.
Nice having him in town.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I have.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything. So, do I hear a motion,